welcome to another video. In this one, I want to talk about Miguel's fight. Now, Season 3 opened up in such a perfect... the way Season 3 opened up was perfect. It opened up with that, you know that Karate Kid score, the ding? And then it just has Miguel, ready on the mat, he's revved up, he's ready to go. And he just begins the fight. And I remember when this footage was in the trailer, everyone was like, oh my god, that's got to be the All Valley. That's got to be the All Valley. And I remember saying quite vividly, there is no way that is the All Valley. That looks like a dream sequence. There's no audience. The lighting's very dull. It sort of feels like this could be something else. And when you cut to Season 3, when Season 3 released, turns out it's Miguel's Coma dream fight. And it's very symbolic, because Miguel's opponent in this scene is quite literally death. He is fighting for his life. This is a literal, a literal visualization of his fight that's going on within him to stay alive. And this is why I have said ad nauseum, as much as I want Robby and Cobra Kai to win, whatever way it goes down, don't be surprised if Miguel does win. Or even if he doesn't win the tournament, don't be surprised if you see this Miguel in future, in the future stories. He will get to this level and he will surpass it. The Miguel in this fight sequence is arguably the best version of Miguel that we had as a fighter, even beyond Season 2 level. The moves that he's pulling in this scene is just insane. It feels, I could be wrong, comment down below in the comments, but it feels like a mixture of Hapkido and Taekwondo. And there's something quite ominous about it where, the fight's happening and you have his mum and his grandmum talking to him. So while they're talking to him and they're giving him the words of encouragement, it feels like he can hear them. But he's still got the fight going on inside of himself. And then when he hears Johnny later on in the episode, he starts to get, even more G'd up during the fight. And then towards the end of the season premiere, he wakes up at the end of it. But I think just how symbolic this fight is one of the things that this show really does so well. Is it uses metaphorical situations and symbolic situations and visual storytelling to really hone in on what they're going for. And yes, we know Miguel at this moment is fighting for his life. We know that Miguel is, he's struggling, he's trying to get to his best. And it is a shame in some ways, because Miguel looks kind of badass in this Cobra Kai gi. So it is a shame that we won't, see him in that gi anymore, because he looks kind of cool here. But I do love the way, when the fight starts, you think it's just like a normal fight against his opponent. And then the moves start echoing the Robby and Miguel sort of fight at the school. When the opponent sort of kicks sideways, it's like when Robby kicked him in the chest at school. Or when, the opponent's trying to swing for him, it's like when Robby sort of swung the punches over his head and Miguel ducked and dodged. It's sort of blending with it perfectly. It's sort of like Miguel's remembering that moment, replaying in his head. And it's sort of giving us an insight into what Miguel's seeing and what Miguel's feeling. And I honestly feel like Miguel at full strength, this kind of strength, is just, he is the best fighter. But it's tough. It's going to be tough for him to get it. It's going to be tough for him to get there, and it's going to be the rise of, I've said it before, it's the rise of a champion. And, I've seen some people even say this is like, going to the gulag, in a sense. And this was Miguel fighting his way out of the gulag and pretty much fighting death, trying to get his way out of it. And it's just one of them scenes that's so powerful. The way it sort of echoes with all the moves of the past and echoes to the new of what Miguel could be. It's sort of a way of just saying, hey, Miguel could be this strong, if not for everything. And I think Johnny's motivation and words of wisdom and sort of G'ing him up really set him on the path to sort of fight back even more so than he was originally, and give him that sort of inner Cobra that Johnny trained him with. And then at the end of the episode, it's brought full circle when Daniel and Johnny are like, look, the reason everyone got into trouble is because of us. And then Miguel wakes up, boom. Such a great way to open Season 3. I really felt like this was... I wasn't sure if they were going to wake Miguel up at the start of Season 3. But they ended up doing it. And I was quite surprised. Pleasantly surprised. A surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. Comment if you get that reference. I honestly thought they were going to hold out till maybe episode 3 or even 4, you know, to really sort of hone in on how dire this situation has been for Miguel and his family. And just to see everyone, you know, coming together in their own right over Miguel's sort of fall and injury is heartwarming, you know. And the soft, somber kind of score that's done by the composer, just to really sort of, you know, really hit home that this is a literal fight for like he's fighting for his life, and if he fails this fight, he doesn't wake up. So this is why I'm saying that Miguel will rise. He will have the champion rising again arc, and you know, let's be real. In the house fight, if this Miguel was fighting Kyler and the goons, he would have made light work of everyone in that house. I'm just throwing that out there. Guys and girls, leave your comments down below. Let me know what you thought of this scene. Did you think this was a great way to open up Season 3? I thought it was a great way. A really sort of short, to the point. Told us what we needed to know. Was a great way to sort of see, you know, because, you know, regardless of what the future holds, I don't feel like we're going to see Miguel in a Cobra Kai gi again. Unless, you know, story beats change along the way. But this was sort of like a nice sort of representation of an alternate timeline of when the All Valley comes around and Miguel's ready to defend his title, this is what he could have looked like. And now obviously we know that's not the case. He's with Daniel and Johnny in the merged dojo now, so he won't be rocking with Cobra Kai. But, you know, it could still happen that he could have a scene like this. Maybe against Robby, maybe even against Hawk. It's very possible. It's very possible. And I say Hawk just because, you know, it's a tournament. Everyone's going to be matched up with everyone. You can't really quantify people just being matched up with people. You know, there's multiple dojos. But I thought this was a great way to open up the season premiere. And it was such a very unique way of kicking it off. And just sort of seeing how everyone reacted differently to Miguel's fall was very interesting, very heartwarming. And I'm sure we can all agree it was just a great way to open up the season. So guys and girls, leave your comments down below. Let me know what you thought of this scene. Let me know what you took away from it, what you see it as, and, you know, again, we're closing in on 5k, so I can't thank you guys enough. 5k, and then we're going onwards to 6k and beyond. I want us to get to 10k within months. You know, big plans coming, big plans. So guys and girls, leave your comments down below, and, you know, yeah, show no mercy to that subscription button and the like button, and make sure you hit the little notification bell there. Make sure you smack it hard. I will see you all in another video soon, and remember, Cobra Kai, say it with me, Cobra Kai never